anybody comes in. Hey, what's up, Herb? What's going on? Saw you had a video out of got the transmission back in the El Camino and you had it out. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Oh, that's good. Is it running decent? Now, do you have to run race fuel in that? I don't remember. Is that a pump gas engine? Oh, converter's tighter. I haven't driven much Chevelle much. Hey, Rich. Got rained out, yeah. We had storms this afternoon. Oh, you mix fuel. Yeah, we had some pretty heavy stuff come in this afternoon about, I don't know, it was about 1 o'clock. Because I pushed the Firebird out and did some body work on it. And just doing some final stuff on that passenger door. I got it pushed in right before the rain started. So, and it pretty much just rained all afternoon. Thanks, Herb. It's getting there. After this passenger door is done, it should be pretty much downhill because that door got slammed. What's going on, Mo Parnott? How you doing? Yeah, that door is a mess. There's a lot of that needed a lot of work. Only because it just got hit. It was pretty mangled up. So I tried to straighten it out the best I could. It's better than it was. Yeah. Seems like the heat just broke off. It's not that bad out there now. We had all kinds of rain this afternoon. It's actually a lot nicer. I wish it would have been like this during the week. Now this is I guess it's my second live. I did a test and then I did this. No, this is this one. I put it out in the community, but I don't know if I'm not real computer savvy with this stuff. I'm kind of a Neanderthal when it comes to all this. So Mopar Nut, are you coming down to the Chrysler show next weekend or no? I was just curious if you were coming. I'll be down there. We'll be down there with Tom's Cornet. Yeah, it's hot down there, isn't it, Pat? Down there in Texas, you guys got it bad. You guys are just cooking down there. Yeah, tell me about it, Herb. No funds this year, huh? Well, you don't have to buy anything. You can just come and hang out. But yeah, with the gas prices and everything, I understand. Plus, there's just too much temptation to purchase something. Do you have a swamp cooler or anything, Pat? Don't know how you found your way into this rabbit hole. Yeah, probably not the most exciting live going on. You're hunting for Mopar parts, huh? Mopar Nut. Yeah, computers are just. I'm okay with some of them. Yeah, but no, yeah, I can imagine. You guys are getting bad. Be very quiet. Am I too quiet, Pat? Say you need an ice machine. Yeah. wouldn't be so bad if it was a dry heat. The humidity is what kills you. That just makes it even worse. But heat's heat. It doesn't matter. Dry heat's just like a blast furnace. Yeah. The older you get, the less you want to deal with it. I understand that. Yeah, who wants to deal with swamp ass? It was pretty bad here this morning. It's been better than this previous week, but it was bad this morning too. He's hunting rabbits. Yeah. Or when it drips all over your body work. You know how we were on Roddy's live the other day and Riley was tearing down that 454 Herb. Well, he ended up picking up another one. I found one on Marketplace, and the guy had a 454 and a Doug Nash 5-speed. And so I sent it to another guy we know, and he didn't want it for some reason. I don't know. He was a moron. And so I said, Riley, I said, check this thing out. So he zoomed in. The guy had the heads off of it. So he zoomed in, and I said, is there a part number on the pistons? Because they looked forged. So it gets the part number off. Well, here they're 427 pistons. And I was like, I bet you it's got a 427 rotating assembly in it. So he went down and got it. And it was a pretty decent deal. So he picked up the 454. Now it's got 290 closed chambered oval port heads on it. And we're thinking it's we don't know what for cranks in it. He's got to pull it apart and we'll have to get a number off of it. But it's probably either a 396 or 427 crank. So looks like they changed it into a 427. And it's a real clean engine. Plus you got that Doug Nash T10. So yeah, it was a pretty good score. Hell, the engine alone was worth the $1,500, and because the heads, they're worth quite a bit. Yeah, sweat rash. That is a real thing. So now he's pretty happy with it. We just got to pull the cover on that Doug Nash, because I guess some of the Doug Nashes he sold, I guess, were set up like crash boxes and stuff like that. They were race transmissions. And plus, we don't know what the gear. I got to figure out what the gear ratio is on that thing. If it's a close or a wide, or if it has a low first, or a mid first, or whatever. Suck being old and rashy. I don't know. I went to a car show yesterday. I took the Chevelle and I had the air jamming on the way down there. Yeah, cranky. Yeah, that doesn't make you happy either. I'm hoping it's going to start cooling off. No, it's a dehumidifier. Fixed the AC and broke the transmission. Well, that sucks. Well, now at least you can stay cool even if you can't go anywhere. Oh, converter bushing. Well, that stinks. Fix one thing and then have to fix another. Yeah, you guys probably don't really cool down until November or December, I'm sure. But now we got this El Nino thing that they keep hyping up in the news about how the earth is warming and all this other nonsense. Now it's a climate emergency. Yeah, ain't that the truth, Herb? Oh, man. Well, that stinks. I put my 454 in the Chevelle. We bought a brand new flex plate for it. So before we put the engine in the car, I stuck the flex plate on it and I stuck the starter on it because I just wanted to see if the starter alignment was okay. I figured I'd do it out of the car on the stand. That way, I'd putting the shims and doing all that stupid crap, you can just do it right there. And so, anyways, we hooked the battery to it and we ran it around the Revolution just to make sure everything was meshing okay. And here the damn flywheel was egg shaped. The flex plate was egg shaped. They get tight and then loose and then tight and then loose. Brand new out of the box. So, needless to say, we yanked that off and put the original one back on. They're getting hard to find parts for, aren't they, Pat? I heard that a lot of places don't, like TCI don't even sell 200R4 transmissions and stuff anymore. Heard parts are getting scarce. I like the 200R4. I think it's way better than the 700. The 700 sucks with that super low first gear they have. I mean, it's good in some applications, but the 200 is geared much nicer. I think Monster Transmission still sells 200R4s. I'm not sure. I thought they did. But I had heard that parts are getting tough to get for them. That's why I have two spares. I guess replacement parts you can get, but stronger stuff you probably can't. I don't know. I'm not too familiar because I don't have one. But if I were to run an overdrive, that's what I would probably use because the gear spread's so much nicer on it. Then you don't have to screw around with them too much because they're about as same length as a 350 turbo. That should work pretty good with the 373s in it. And you got the overdrive. That's a nice setup. Well, that's what they run in the SSs too. Unless that's what your Monte Carlo is, a super sport. Yeah, $50. You probably paid too much. Just a daily driver. No, I think the first gear ratio on the 200, I think, is it's a 275 first, I think. And then the 700 is what, a 306? And the gear spread's just, first gear is really nice, but then the rest of it's junk. Oh, it's an inch longer. I read a lot of stuff where guys don't even change the drive shaft on them. They just swap them around, but I guess maybe you have to. Oh, it is an SS. Oh, you finally got it, Troy. How long did you wait for that? Oh, and you sold your other Hellcat. Good Lord. 18 months. Oh, you got to cut it, Pat. Yeah, but an inch isn't too bad. I know the 700 is a lot longer. Oh, they canceled the 22, so they gave you a 23. So you got the last one, last model year. Why didn't you get one of them special editions, Troy? They got all those different ones out there now, don't they? All the different models that they released. No, too hard to get. Oh, okay. From hitting bumps and everything because it was too long, it just jammed everything. Yeah, that's no good. Oh, all the others were just 392s. Yeah, I forgot they had that King Daytona package. Just. I bet that did the transmission in pretty good. Jamming into the tail shaft like that. Wipe all the freaking bushings and everything out. No, we're not going down, Troy. We're going back down to. We're going to cruising the coast in Gulfport, Mississippi this year. So we haven't gone to Endless Summer in Ocean City in a long time. We went down for the spring show, and it was a big disappointment. I mean, it was worse than it was last year. I mean, the cops had just pretty much just ruined it. Somebody had a picture of Wawa at 11 o'clock on Saturday, and there was like nobody in the place. Oh, okay. Now, do you change like I don't know. I know the Grand Nationals had like upgraded stuff in the 200 R4. Do they have like an upgraded servo in them like they do on the 700 R4s, Pat? Where you can put like the Corvette servo in the 700s? Because I know the Grand Nationals had the strongest of the 200 R4 transmissions. So that can handle the extra power of the turbo. The Ocean City was pretty bad, Troy. It wasn't. It was like I said. We went down, but I didn't even take the car down. We got the motel, and the one night we had a fire out on the beach, and I mean we didn't really even we didn't even try to go look at cars and there wasn't that much driving around really. I mean there was, but it wasn't like it usually is. So the cops kind of just really put a hurting on that whole deal. Mm. Yeah, I heard somebody had told me that the end of summer cruise was actually more crowded than the spring. I don't know. I don't know if that's right or not. Because, like I said, we haven't been down in ages. So I don't even remember the last time we went to October. It's at least been 3 or 4 years. It's probably been 4 since we've been down for October. Yeah, it might have been. I know it's been a long time since we went. I know we did go last year because I ended up going to the No Name National, so we didn't even do that. And this year we're going to Cruising the Coast, so that's going to be that's more priority than going to uh, Ocean City. That's a way better show. Honestly, Benny, I haven't been to Hershey in 35 years. I usually just go up to Carlisle. The last time I went to Hershey, God, I was probably 16 years old, and I went up there looking for parts for my Chevelle, thinking they'd have some up there. And Hershey used to be like the Model T, Model A. It was like the brass era cars and stuff like that. And I guess some of that has changed in the past 35 years. Um, I honestly don't know because I don't usually go to Hershey. I usually just go up to Carlisle. I'd like to get up to Hershey one of these days and check it out. Um, I don't know. Carlisle's pretty good, but this past spring show, there was a lot of empty spaces. So I don't know. I just don't know if it's as big as it used to be. Because I know, a lot of the problem is guys aren't parting cars out like they used to. I mean, and there's just not, you see parts up there, but it's not like it used to. Everything's restorable, quote unquote, nowadays. You know what I mean? If you want to put enough money into it. So, I don't know. But Hershey is it's a pretty big show, but like I said, it's been 35 years. Yeah, I didn't even go, Troy. It rained. I had off for it. It rained Friday, so I didn't even go. And then Saturday they were calling for rain. I got up. It wasn't raining, but I looked at the radar and it was supposed to start raining around 1 or 2. And I thought, well, it's 9 o'clock already. By the time I screw around and get up there, I'll have like 2 or 3 hours, and I'm going to spend $50 to get in there. I'm like, no, that's all right. I heard it was pretty but disappointing. I'm sure the weather had a lot to do with it. You planning on coming out, Benny? Is that why you're asking? Because I don't know. I'm probably just. I mean, I go to all the Carlisle shows because I live so close. Couldn't do a week. Yeah, one's one weekend and then one's the next. So, I mean, like I said, Carlisle was always known for like the muscle cars and that kind of stuff. And Hershey was always like the older stuff, from probably like the mid 40s and back. And that's how it used to be. So, I don't know. Oh no, Marty's coming over to do a live with me. I'll be up there at the Chrysler show, Troy. We'll be up there with Tom's Cornet. So I'll be up there this weekend. I mean, Carlisle's an experience, Benny, if you want to come out and check it out. I'm not going to force feed to Chevelle. That's why I bought the Firebird, Riley, because it's already got a stick. Yeah. Boo. No fun, Chris. I like my automatic. Click and go. Cruising the Coast is awesome, Benny. That is a really cool show. It really is. We went down not last year, the year before, and they had 10,000 cars down there, registered cars. Yeah, it's nuts. There's a lot of nice stuff down there. Well, if you all jumped off a bridge, would I jump off a bridge? No. That answers your question, Riley. I don't know, Marty. I was probably going to try and go till. I was going to try and go about 2 hours if there's enough people in here. Yeah, cruising the coast it's really nice. How they have it done up, Bunny, is that they have they call them block parties, and once the show starts, they have 7 block parties up and down 35 miles of Gulf Coast. So when you register your car, you get into all those different block parties, and they're all in different venues and stuff. Um, but it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's really cool. It's a nice layout. Now traffic, I mean, it's like anything else, traffic and getting into the shows and stuff like that. It doesn't matter, Marty. If you want to come over, you go to the Turkey Rod Run in Daytona. I've had a friend that's been to that. He said it was really nice. I've never gone to that. Okay. I wish we had better swap meets. I'd love to go to Pomona for the swap meet out there, or Long Beach to Long Beach swap meet. I think it would be really cool. Hey, what's going on, first responder? No, Troy's not related to Mike. And I'll tell you what, Benny, to register for Cruising the Coast, it's only $95 if you register before a certain date. If you check out their website. Yeah, I'd like to. I'd love to go to a big swap meet like that. I'd be like a kid in a candy store. Like I said, Carlisle's not bad, but it's just, I don't know. Yeah, not the Toyota Corolla. I hear ya. Just the fact that it's so small and cramped. How'd you pull the pan off, Riley? Clean inside. Nice. Looks like cast crank stock rods. Does it look like it was balanced? Like, is there any drilling in the crankshaft or grinding on the rods or anything? Or no rat's nests? Hey, man, that's a plus. You don't have to pull the pan off and see a mouse house sitting on top of the pickup. I'll have to look. Okay, I'll look at it then. Yeah, usually they'll add metal to it, like Mopar Nut saying they'll put Mallory metal in it to balance the crank out. Or it could be just a rotating assembly out of a 427, so maybe they didn't even mess with it. It's hard to say. But I thought all 427s were forged. Wow. Is it that big, Benny? That'd be something to see too. I mean, if you go to Carlisle, I mean, we do it in a day. But I mean, if you really took your time to go through Carlisle, you could probably stretch it. It'd probably take you 2 days to really go through it. Wow. Yeah, it could be a 396 crank. Hey, what's going on, Lewis? How you doing? Well, let me know if you come out, Benny. Maybe we can hook up. Because I always go to Carlisle. Well, no. Actually, I think I might miss Carlisle this year because of Cruising the Coast. I have to look at the dates. The bird's doing good. Just finishing some stuff up on the passenger door. I had to do a little bit of tweaking body work here and there. So I'm hoping to have that done. Maybe I'll have that done tomorrow when I get home from work. It started to rain. I was working on it this morning and I got the body work all done and then I pushed it in right before it rained and then I blew some primer on it. And tomorrow I'll go out and block it down and see how we're at. All right, Troy, I'll see you. No, just knock on the door, Marty. I'll get it. Once this passenger door is done, Lewis, and it's pretty much a downhill slide from here. Because that's the biggest part that needs the most work, really, is the passenger door. Because it it got hit so bad. It got slammed on that side. So, I mean, I pulled it out the best I could. You saw it in my other videos. But we tried to pull out the crease going down the side of it. We got some of it pulled out, but for some reason we just couldn't get the damn stud gun to stick, and I didn't want to burn holes in it. So I ended up being able to get in there and hammer and dolly some of it out. So, but it filled in real good. But after this door's done, it's pretty much downhill. Yeah, I think that's Saturday I'm leaving. I think I'm leaving. I got to look at my dates again. What are my dates? Let me jump in here and look at something. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm going to be missing Carlisle this year because I'm going to Cruising the Coast. So, no, I won't be able to go. Well, thanks, Lewis. I'm hoping the rest of it will be a little bit easier because basically it's just sanding it down. I'm hoping we won't find any more issues. I mean, I already did the front end, so that shouldn't be too much of a big deal. So I'd like to get it painted here in the next few weeks if I can. Yeah, maybe next year. Because we've been going to Cruising the Coast. We go every other year because it's just such an expense with gas and everything to go down, and then a place to stay. So we've just been doing it every other year. But it kind of sucks because it falls right on Carlisle. So what are you going to do? Because we're leaving. I think we're leaving the 30th and heading down. So, well, you could always check out Hershey though. That's up to you. Either or. Like I said, I haven't been to Hershey. I'm actually kind of curious to see what they have there. I'm thinking it's still kind of because that's an ACCA type deal, and they're not really. They're not kind of like hot rodders and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So they're not really about the muscle cars and stuff because they're just kind of a lot of those guys are all brass era, but a lot of that stuff's really dying off with that because the guys that have those cars are dying and young guys aren't interested in having Model A's and T's and stuff. Hell, they can't even start them because they can't figure out the spark advance. So how's your bird coming, Louis? Did you get any paint on it yet? Hey, Buck. Yeah, I saw you got all your paint materials, Louis. I didn't know if you had it sprayed yet or not. Oh, you're going to do the interior, do the dash and everything. Nice. I saw you got paint for that. I ended up going through, I got the paint for the dash on mine. I got that through NPD. And it actually came in spray cans. That was pretty nice. And they actually had the low gloss, the low gloss spray so that you could do the top of the dash so it wasn't shiny, which was pretty nice. Oh, yeah, that's right. Today's Buck's birthday. I saw that on Facebook. Happy birthday, Buck. Or maybe not. You still have that 69 hardtop, Lewis? Because now you got the. What did you do with that convertible you got? That 69 convertible? Or did you move that along? Is it working good, first responder? How's the shifter working? Yeah, I was wondering what you did with that 69 convertible. If you hung on to it or you sent it down the road. Because the 68 you're doing for your wife, right? CUDA's coming along, isn't it, Buck? I saw that you're working on the roof I was watching the video, you working on the roof. Boy, that's pretty rough, isn't it? I saw how oil canned that thing was. That was bad. Okay. So you got to do a bunch of electronic stuff to try and get it to work, first responder. Yeah. I noticed it was pretty oil canned too. And then that support where they pop riveted it. Jeez. What a mess. I mean, it was just a drag car. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. Squashed it. Well, if you get that roof support straightened out and get that welded back in, that'll probably make it a little bit sturdier. You just got to get all those dents out of it from the tree hitting it, which is a challenge in itself. I saw you messed up and had to put that patch in there. Oh well. Well, think of it this way, Buck. You could always go and get a vinyl top and put on it, and it probably would hide quite a bit of that. But then you got to buy the vinyl top trim, which is probably more money than you even want to deal with. Where's? I'm sure it did, because I didn't get to finish your video. I got to the point where you were sanding with your new sander and had to go eat dinner and do other things. So I'll go back and watch it later. Did you ever get your 455 back from the machine shop? Or do you got two engines down there? Because I don't see the 440 down there on your. Or did you take that down in the machine shop too? Should have it back this week. You gonna try and get that in before the no names, or are you just gonna just wait till you come back? I mean, you should probably have time to do it. .440s in limbo. Yeah, I remember watching the video where it looked like a valve or something bounced off messed the piston up on it, but the heads were okay. So it come apart and then they put it back together. But it doesn't. How far was that? Was that 440 even bored? I'm sure it probably is, but no, that's cool. Be nice to get it in. I know it's got a lot of work because you got to swap that V6 and then put the V8 in it. So I'm sure that's probably going to be. Yeah, I'm going to go. I don't know if I have enough subscribers, but I registered and I paid my money, Benny. So I'm going to go. I was going to take the Firebird. Be like a nice little road trip. Because even though I don't have the subscribers, I'm paid to get in, so it's not a big deal. Also, you still have the 69 convertible. I wasn't sure what you did with it. 7 of them. Wow. Where do you hide them things at, Lewis? Yeah, I was thinking about it, Riley. I think Marty might be, Benny. That's what Riley's talking about. Get my subscribers at the gate. I might. I think John's truck will make it. Okay, first responder. Yeah, I think John's truck will make it. If it's anything like my old Ford, it just ran forever and ever and ever. It only ran on 7 cylinders. I don't know if I will, Lewis. I'm actually looking at I'm looking at another manual steering box, and it's a closer ratio. Plus, it's supposed to be a less effort. So I was going to upgrade to that because the one that's in there now is so slow. It's almost like my car's like a step above a farm tractor. So because the steering is so slow on it. I'd love to put power steering on it, but I just can't find all the parts and the brackets and everything. And the Pitman arm is going to be hard to find because it's just, it's a 69 only thing. So, yeah, he had 389 and he got his 500. 10 gallons of oil. Yeah, you should be good to go then, Riley. I actually got a disc brake set up for it too, Lewis. But when I get time to put it on, I'll do that. So, but I do want to change the steering box because it's just it's like a what 24-to-1 ratio. It's really, and the new one's what 16-to-1, so that should make it a little bit nicer. And they say it's got some modern technology where it's a lower effort, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I would still like the power steering would be nice. But like I said, just finding the setup is just hard to find all the parts for it. Your truck gets pretty good gas mileage too, doesn't it, Riley? I wonder if it's because it's two-stroke. Uses oil and gas. Jeez. I want to get a hold of you anyways, Lewis, because I might have some Firebird parts here you might be interested in. So, but I'll get a hold of you. Where are you going to put the build? You have a lot of property, Lewis, that you could put a building up. That'd be nice because then you park everything under roof. Well, that's not bad. You going to secure the bed down, or are you just going to leave it? It's part of the character. You gonna race it at the no names, or you just gonna just park it there? Because you can't race it. It'd be funny watching you try and power shift on the 3 on the tree. Watching Riley power shift as he slips off and punches his hand through the windshield trying to jam a gear. It would be. Watching it with the one wheel peel. Oh, also AC, nice. Yeah, I'm jealous, Lewis. I have none of those options. I am a base. I am the cheap version of your car, which isn't a bad thing. I don't mind. The drum brakes actually don't bother me, so, and it actually stops pretty good with the drums because the car is just not that heavy. So I'm not in a big rush to put the discs on. I think after the paint, the only other thing I want to do is do the power steering box. I'll probably change to a bigger sway bar, and maybe next year I want to put a pause unit in. Yeah, I know the Buick has aluminum drums. They're hard to find. That was actually an option on some Pontiacs on GTOs, Riley. but they're very rare, hard to find. Like on 66 and 7, I think they used aluminum drums on some of those. And I think they might have used them on the Skylarks. I'm not sure. Yeah, you got nice big brakes on that. Be nice if you could adapt them to an A body. Oh, you got plenty of room to put a building on then. Nice. Yeah, I'll get a hold of you then when things kind of slow up with me here. Because I got some stuff and I need to make room. My above my garage is just getting packed full of junk and I just need to clear out some stuff. So I don't know if it's anything you can use or whatever, but yes. Yeah, those over assisted power brakes. I'm not used to that. I'm used to like having to hit brakes on a car that old. Using a little bit of muscle there, Riley. Those things are very touchy. That stops that big old behemoth good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know how that is. I got to relearn sometimes going from Chevelle to Firebird. Hey, what's going on, Eric? I got in the Chevelle and I was looking for the clutch pedal one day. Then I realized it didn't have one. Hey, what's happening, Rich? You all ready for next weekend? Looks like the weather should be, well, it was going to be decent. I don't know what it's going to be now. No, we found that all in one shot. I have it all in the bag outside in the garage. Bunch of dried up joints in the Firebird. We understood why it got busted up so much after we found all the freaking drug paraphernalia. Yeah, I think it's going to, Rich. I'll have to look again. It's going to be hot, which is, well, that's the norm. But it doesn't look like there's any rain. At least it wasn't the other day when I looked. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll be good to go. Yeah, that Firebird's full of surprises, Eric. It's amazing the things we found in that car. Rats' nests, drug paraphernalia, dents. Half-inch of Bondo in the quarters. It's the car that keeps on giving. You bringing your partner in crime, Rich, your son? Your cheap labor? Nuts. You said you're just looking for bumpers this time for the Challenger and whatever else. I'm not sure if Tom's looking for anything. I don't think he is. I think he's pretty much at the point where the next step is just body work. My favorite thing. And I think that's the next step he wants to do is do the body work on the car. So I'm not sure if he's looking at anything. You're cheap labor. That's right. His name's Tom also. Marty here. Hang on a minute.
Too much on TV. Little birthday party in here.
I think I might get you on camera.
Oh, what's up? Hey, we're backwards.
Yeah. We got a special guest.
Beto.
Marty came over to visit. So did you guys pull the pan on that?
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
I was over at his house when he was hitting you up.
Looks pretty good inside.
Oh, yeah. It
Oh,
looks
yeah.
fresh. It doesn't look like anything. Nothing. Even the oil pickup, I was looking inside. It's clean.
Yeah. That's good.
So, yeah, like you said, he's not sure what crank is in it, but whatever.
Phil, is that your oldest son, Rich? Likes new Challengers. Oh, he's your younger son.
I
Okay.
didn't need more of my joints in a Firebird.
Yeah, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was talking about all the drug paraphernalia I found in the car one.
Can't be any worse than all the straws and razor blades I found in that red 89.
That's true. True.
Eric's sending me pictures right now from the car show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have two guys with you then, Rich. You have both your sons. Or am I just, because I thought Tom was the one we met last year, right? I could be getting confused.
It's a nice 67 in paneling.
Oh, just Phil.
That's a nice 67.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is nice. Black, too.
It's too bad they couldn't incorporate hideaways into those cars. It'd look a lot nicer. Clean up the wipers.
Yeah.
Good looking car.
I like the hideaways in the 68s. Oh, Tom was last time. Okay. So we're meeting a different son this time. Okay. I'm following you. I was getting confused. I'm probably getting a little brain damage from inhaling fumes and putty dust and everything else.
Is anybody even in here?
It says there's 5 people in here, unless everybody left.
It's probably one of them. Probably Riley, and the other one's probably me.
No, he just got here, Riley. He wants to know. Wants you to tell me about where you went this weekend. Or shouldn't I ask?
Oh, we all had what the hell is that place called? Was it Cohen's Lake?
Never heard of it.
Anyway, Zach, Austin, we borrowed his cousin has this big cabin
Mhm.
on the lakeside, so we borrowed that. It was cool. The only thing that sucked is it doesn't have running water,
Oh, jeez.
and they had like a
Porta potty.
an outhouse shitter, and I didn't go near it because I'm civilized. So, but
Jesus.
what I've heard is that there was a big spider guarding the toilet paper.
Wow. So you're looking for parts and picking up new bumpers, Rich. That's cool. Nice. That'd be a nice car once you get it done.
What's he got?
He's got it's a 70 Dart, isn't it? And then you have a 73 Challenger. And the 73 Challenger needs redone. And he was up last year and got a bunch of sheet metal for it.
Oh, to Mopar show.
Yeah.
Hopefully, don't get rained out because the weather ain't looking that good.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
It was supposed to get like, dude, everything that just happened this week is like not gonna stop.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I'll pull it up now.
Well, that's a week away. Things can change in a week. I'm hoping, anyways. He's got a 70 Darts orange. Nice car.
What's in that?
It's a 360, right, Rich?
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So here we go. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
80% chance Thursday. Well, Friday, 50. Scattered thunderstorms. Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it won't be bad.
Oh, Chris sent some. Eric sent something for you to see.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a 67 Burton.
Oh. Well, nice. Convertible.
Black on black.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a nice machine.
It's got an interesting looking plenum on top of it.
Oh, that's one of those old B&M air cleaners from back in the 80s, late 90s. Like a low profile, yeah. B&M made them. I think it even says B&M on the side of it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Can you still get filters for them?
I have no idea. Yeah, Rich, the weather can change. Let's just hope. That's a week away. So maybe things will change by then. I know Tom's excited to go. Tom was out, actually, he went to Columbus this weekend for Good Guys. So he ran the car out there. And now we don't have to get Swamp Ass going to Carlisle because he's got air conditioning, which is kind of nice. Oh, you can check out his AC setup then too, Rich, because it's probably similar to your Challenger, to the one you bought for your Challenger. So you can check out how that's all installed. He can fill you in on it.
See Riley's new toy.
Oh, God, now he's got a farm tractor.
Well, the tractors are multiplying.
I see that. We had that red one.
That's still there. The big one with the flat tire. Yeah. Still there. I think it's claiming itself into the property.
It's sinking into the dirt because it doesn't want to leave. Yeah, check that out, Rich, because it's probably pretty much the same install as what yours is probably going to be, I'm sure. He can tell you more about it than I can.
Eric's on here, right?
I think so. Eric, you still on here? There's 7 people in here.
He's asking me if I like 80s Monte Carlos. I like the ones that Chris hates.
Yeah, Marty likes Aero Coupes. I hate Aero Coupes. I don't like Aero Coupes.
Needs that slant. It's a fastback.
It's ugly. It looks retarded. I'm sorry.
This looks retarded.
No, I don't. I can't do the Aero Coupes.
The trapezoid back window.
Yeah, I can't do the Aero Coupes. I don't. Even the 2+2 Pontiac. I love the front end. I hate the back end.
Oh, from the side profile, that thing is wicked looking.
It's like it's pregnant. It's like somebody knocked it up, like the Monte Carlo.
So what Chris is saying is he'd rather have a Grande Mustang than, a fastback.
You know what? I would probably take a Grande if it had the right options. And then I'd have luxury and power.
There, Eric wanted you to see the white money he's on.
Well, that's nice. Cow hood. Cool. I like what's that? It's like it's got welds on it. Which, for some reason, they just look good on those cars. I don't know why.
Especially when I got that big back window in the back.
No big back windows. I cannot do the big back window. I just can't. Can't do it.
It's like a third gen Camaro window.
No. Oh, yeah. I guess you can look at that way.
What's that?
Riley. Regular Monty's like an 85 LeSabre, and Aerocoup is like an 84 Camaro. You know who else? You know what other cars had those big back windows like that? The 80, what was it? I think 85 and 86 Capris.
Really?
Yeah. Look one up.
Ford Capri?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a Mercury?
Mercury Capri. Yeah, they had those big back windows like that too. It was like it looked funky. It was different. It was way different.
85.
Yeah, 85 or 86.
Riley probably got looked up.
I'm sure. You remember those things, Rich? Those Capris with they had a different back window than the Mustangs. They were odd looking with the window.
Oh, that's just weird looking.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's
Isn't
like
it odd.
that don't look the same.
Yeah, it's so
Because the
different.
pillar goes right to the taillights on that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Actually, I don't know. I mean, it could be. No, the hatch is the same. If you look. And if you look. Oh, it looks like the pillars, but the C pillar is a little bit bigger.
Everything is moved back. It's like you know what a Datsun 2+2 is?
Yeah.
You got your normal 2-seaters, but you can get the 4-seaters and you stretch through.
Yeah.
It looks weird.
Yeah, I know. They don't look right, do they? It's like a Mustang, and it looked like it.
It looks like a Pacer from behind.
Yeah, kind of.
That back window.
It looks like it's got a beer belly. Yeah, with a bubble window.
Yeah, this one's not too hateful. It's definitely wheels.
Yeah, probably. They made those in a 5-liter too, like the Mustang, but 86 was the last year for them.
And I bet they still only had 4 lugs.
Well, they all did. Well, those Fox bodies did. Hey, Auto Salvage Outlaws is here. What's happening, man? Yep, I'm live, buddy. We're just comparing 85 and 86 Mercury Capris to 85 and 86 Mustangs, and how the Capri's almost looks like it's got a beard, like it went out and got a beer gut on the back of it.
Yeah, that's weird.
I
don't remember seeing one of them.
You don't ever. Well, they didn't build many of them.
The pillar goes right to the taillights.
Yeah.
And the back window's like bulged over it.
Yeah, the back window's like, yeah. It's like almost like an Aerocoup type thing. Yeah, same car, but the back window's different on the Capri. Now the earlier Capris had the same. It was like if you look like an 82 to 83.
I've seen those before.
Yeah, it looks the same as the Mustang. It's just got a fancier front end. But for some reason, they changed to that weird window on them.
It looks like a laser. Or a Daytona.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only thing they changed was the window. Yeah, I think you were telling me about that, Eric. You were talking about that.
And then you get shit like this. It's just not YouTube friendly.
God. Yeah, we were talking about SVOs on my last live stream, and you had brought up your buddy's Turbo Capri. I like SVO Mustangs. They're pretty cool. Yeah, I know. They are hard to find. They didn't build very many of those. I remember a kid in high school had one, and that's the last one I remember. Oh, you had a Beretta GT. Yeah, they were actually kind of Berettas were pretty cool cars. I liked remember they made that Indy, what was it? The GTS that had the quad 4 engine and it had all the body cladding on it. They were pretty tough.
Oh man, do I got something to show you now? You wait till after live if you like.
What's that?
Somebody posted up close pictures of that cyclone that got landed on by my coworker.
Yeah, Riley had him on Facebook.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I saw him already.
What do you think of that?
It's amazing that guy walked away from that. It really is. Did you see the side of it where it tore the whole bottom of the car out?
Well, that's why it ripped the gas tank out.
Yeah.
I saw that in the original photo.
Yeah, I saw that too, but that was like this is even more graphic. That's just amazing. Man, that Beretta actually wasn't a bad car. It was actually pretty attractive. Yeah, the V6s, those little 2.8s actually ran good. My buddy's wife had a Citation X11 with the HO 2.8 in it. And that little sucker, boy, you laid into that thing and it would just redline right to $6,000. Was yours an automatic, Eric? Yeah, I think they had 5 speeds in those too. Yeah. Yeah, when we rolled that Z24, it ran for 30 minutes on its roof. Yeah, Z24s were pretty fast. Ask me how I know. I rolled one when I was in high school with a friend of mine.
No, you didn't roll it.
No, I was the passenger. If I hadn't put my head through the passenger window, we wouldn't have gotten out. And when we did get out, we crawled out because we put it into like a storm belly. And we got out, and I didn't want to go back near the car. And since it was fuel injected, it just sat there and ran upside down for about a half an hour. It never knocked, never blew up. It just sat there running upside down. It was kind of amazing.
It's because the fuel pump could pick it up. Was it a full tank of gas?
I don't know. Yeah, well, that's exactly what I said. Because I watched the digital dash go out. I felt dirt hit me in the face. And the next thing I know, I'm dangling by the seatbelt, hanging upside down. And I thought, man, that was a freaking awesome dream. And then I heard boop, 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 boop. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. This car's still running? So I freaked out and smacked the guy that was driving it. And I said, Jim, wake up. And I hit the seatbelt and fell down on the roof and crawled out. And I went home. After that whole deal, got home and had a 1-inch sliver of glass embedded in my head because I was combing when I had hair. And my hair was full of glass, and I was combing it out in the sink because my hair was just full of glass. And that's when I felt that thing. And I must have been on an adrenaline rush because I didn't even feel it until my mom yanked it out. Yeah, the 90s Grand Prix were cool. I'll tell you what, that little Z24 handled good. The sad part of it is that the kid I was with, he flew airplanes. He was a pilot. He was going for, well, I guess he had his pilot's license in school. And he wanted the same feeling he had in an airplane on the ground.
Oof.
So we would go through like parks and stuff with real windy, you go through a freaking city park and it's got windy roads and hills and you can only do like 10 miles an hour. We did one day at 70. .288 first. That's not bad. That's pretty good, Riley. That'd be nice on the street. Need a second person. Okay. Yeah, that'd be nice on the street with the .288 first. But that was their only car, and he wrecked it. And his dad bought it, kind of like a little present for himself. And the kid, he would take it out, pound on this thing. He picked me up from work at the gas station, and I got in the car, and I thought, man, we're not bringing this car home tonight. Sure as shit, we didn't. And he didn't say anything. I didn't even drag him out of the car. Cyclone or typhoon. Every now and then you see them.
No, it's cyclone or Torino.
No, typhoon.
I know.
Cyclone or Torino. We see him every now and then. Austin likes it a lot too. Yeah, especially since he didn't buy it. He got all salty when he showed it to him.
No, he knows he fucked up.
Oh.
We're talking this weekend. Yeah, I knew exactly what you were talking about when you said it. That's where I'm like,
oh, you're watching it on your phone.
I'm like, how can I fuck this up? What's the difference, though, really, other than the GMC or the Chevy package?
Well, the Typhoon was a Blazer.
Oh, that's right. I always thought
Yeah.
that. Okay.
And the Cyclone was the pickup truck. And the Blazer is actually a little bit heavier than the truck. So it was, I don't know, 2 seconds slower. I mean, it's still fast. I mean, in 1991, that was the fastest production vehicle. Crazy as it sounds.
Oh, I mean, look at 79. It was a Little Express.
Yeah, the Little Red Express. Yeah, they were fast trucks. One guy had one up at the drag strip right after they came out, and he had a Cyclone. Man, all-wheel drive. I mean, that dude left the line, and that thing was just gone. I mean, and it just hooked. It was just amazing. But I know the Typhoon is a little bit. I think it's 300 or 400 pounds heavier than the truck.
It's a long roof.
Yeah.
And it's got extra windows and all that shit. What? They make a lot of them or no?
What's that?
Both of them.
Not really. Yeah, the Warlocks were nice. Yeah, they were all-wheel drive. I think both of them were Cyclone and a Typhoon. 91 and 92, and I don't know why they stopped. Well, Chevrolet, so it's when GM would tantalize you with something cool, and then all of a
we
sudden,
made something good. All right, throw that away.
Yeah, pull the rug out from under you. Yeah, I like the Warlocks, Eric.
I don't even know what that looks like. Is that like Dakota based or something?
No, the Warlock was on a full size. You had the Little Red Express, and then you had the Warlock.
Okay.
The Warlock had they were either black, green, or red. They gold pinstripes and stuff.
Too bad they couldn't stuff 440s in them. Because I know they're still making them.
They did.
Really?
Oh yeah. And those D150s, you could get them with 440s.
The Little Red Express.
Well, no, the Little Red that was a 360.
I know because they were making 440s still for motorhomes. You could just steal them.
Well, you could get a Warlock with one.
Okay, why? Is it bigger?
Well, no, because it's just a different package.
Okay.
Yeah, the Lightnings were cool, Riley. I like the early Lightnings, the 93 to 90. What was it, 96? Okay.
I'll be back.
All right. Yeah, the 93 to 96. Those are my favorite Lightnings. No, they didn't make very many Warlocks, but that was actually a longer package. I think they made those. The package started in 77 with them, and I think it actually even went longer than the Little Red Express truck. Yeah. The Rumblebees. Oh, that's the pickup truck version. They're all right. I like the the V10, the SRT10 trucks. They're actually they're pretty cool with the 6-speed. Yeah, those turbo or the supercharged Lightnings they turned on pretty good. They were the second generation of those. All you had to do was change the pulley size, a little more boost. I just can't stand that body style was just hard. It was like a love it or hate it. It just looked like somebody dropped the clay on the floor and kind of just molded something. I don't know. I didn't like that generation of Lightning with the body style of the truck. Yeah, they're not bad. Like I said though, Eric, I like the V10 ones, the SRT 10s. They're pretty cool. They didn't build many of those either. I love the Little Red Express trucks, but man, they're tough to find because they just didn't make a lot of them. Even the Warlocks, you just don't see them. My dad wanted to buy. We had a Dodge dealership that was down the street from our house, and my dad wanted to buy a Little Red Express truck. And I remember going down to the dealership and looking at it with him. That was cool. And 78 was the best year for them because they didn't have converters. 79, they had to put catalytic converters on them. I'm sure. Were they all under warranty, Rich, or was it customer pay stuff? Well, they had that 5.4 in those, didn't they? Because it's the mod engine, but the bigger one. And jam a supercharger on it. Yeah, or the Rivieras. Now, remember the Rivieras were supercharged also in that year. Back when Ford was great with warranty. Yeah. Yeah, those supercharged 3.8s work pretty decent. I always admired Ford. I mean, they always had some pretty decent vehicles, and they always kind of built enough of them for everybody. And they always kept them around for a few years, anyways, unlike General Motors, who would tease you and tantalize you and then kind of give you the middle finger and say you're screwed. Yeah, they were only 2 doors, the Rivieras. They were sleepers. You could get those in the Grand Prix too in those years, and you could get a Grand Prix with a 2 door. I like the Grand Nationals, Eric. I almost bought one. I had been looking for one, and but they were just so expensive. I mean, they were just pricey right out of the gate. Because I was looking at Monte Carlo SSs and I was looking at Grand Nationals, and man, I just couldn't. When I was, you're 21, 22 years old, you just can't afford any of that. So I ended up buying a 5-liter Mustang only because it was cheaper, and it was quicker than the Monte SS, and it would probably hang with the Grand National. So that's what I ended up buying. Because that's where I got to give credit to Ford. I mean, Ford was just, compared to GM vehicles, Ford was just way. Ford made stuff affordable.
That's affordable.
Yeah.
Riley was saying, it was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago now. He got on this big trip that we should take the motor in his Fiero and jam in the red Camaro. It would move.
It would move.
It would make V6 fart noises, and people would think you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only a 2.8 Camaro. Wrong.
Yeah. Too bad they didn't, Riley. Well, they were supposed to have a 90, make him till 90, but then they just kind of just dropped the ball. Eric wants to know if you came
I
across.
see that.
I keep forgetting. foam.
Yeah. I've never seen one in person, but I know what they are. The Iron Duke cars. I think they only made them from like 82 to 84. It's the same. 86. But I've never seen one in person. Actually, no, I've seen one in person at a 5-speed. There was one in Legostown at that gas station where I showed you that black Torino.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's always got weird shit down there. But that was like 10 plus years ago. It was in good shape. White, crank windows, no options, no T-tops. So it was useless.
I went to high school with a kid that had one. He had an 82. And I think it was, I don't know if it was an automatic or a 5. It was a 5. It wasn't even a 5-speed. It was a 4.
They made them with automatics.
Yeah, I think
Ooh.
so. Yeah.
That's the same motor that's in the mail trucks.
Mm-hmm.
That classic mail truck fart noise.
Mm-hmm. And that was an earlier one, so I don't even know if it was. Well, no, 82 would have been. It would have been fuel injected. 80 or 81 wouldn't have been.
Is that even an option?
I don't know. Well, they're still running around ASO. That's what's in your mail truck that comes and delivers your mail. That little white box on wheels.
You know, you hear your mailbox door close, clank, and then
Yeah, you hear the.
What's up?
She put the dining room rug and put the table back.
And
I said, well, I think it's a little crooked. And
I'll tell you what, those little 2.5s, they run forever and ever and ever.
I said, I think it's.
They are indestructible.
I said, "Until Marty comes over and
Yeah, it's probably why it's late.
I don't know how I spotted that Hulu. I was looking at it slowly.
Yeah, that engine's like a step above a farm tractor engine, but they just work. They just work.
You know why all the mail trucks are disappearing?
Because they're going electric.
Well,
Well, they're like freaking 40 years old.
Well, they're catching on fire.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, Kyle got to the bottom of that one because he wanted to buy one for a while because he's weird like that. And he said that I guess the windshield washer jug the plastic's dry rotting and they're breaking and it's right above the ECM and they're shorting out the ECMs and they're catching on fire.
Oh my God.
Except be happy it's not the Vega engines.
You know, actually, they should. Well, you know, it's funny because Pontiac had a version of the Vega called the Aster, and the Asters did not use the Vega engine. They used the freaking 2.5 Iron Duke engine.
Yeah, because they put the Pontiac motor in it.
Yeah, they used an actual better engine in the Asters.
They didn't pick out a better name though.
Well, it actually looks a little better than the Vega. Yeah, the AM Generals, Jeep mail trucks.
Oh, I've seen a couple of them. What junkyard was I have?
What's that? The Aster?
They got a bunch of them Jeep mail trucks.
Oh yeah, that's what those square box, the white boxes are. They're AM Generals, but they're just on an S10 frame. I can't believe those things are still on the road.
But they've only been around since like '94.
No, they've been around longer than that.
Really?
Oh my God, yes.
What do you think? 80,
Some of yeah, probably. Some of those trucks are approaching 35 or 40 years old. The Marty should buy the Phoenix. It's better. It's a Pontiac.
No, you didn't hear when he was talking about that citation earlier. I just said oof.
Oh no, I must have missed it.
Yeah, I went to school. This kid had an 80 citation. It was brand new.
Oh,
This is his grandmother's car, and he wasn't a car guy at all. He was just got a hand-me-down. We're all pointing and laughing as he's driving into school. But it ran like brand new, dude. It didn't have a speck of rust on it. It was that nasty copper brown.
oh, jeez.
It was like almost looked like an AMC Eagle from Back in the Future.
Yeah,
color, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like a bronze brown copper.
Jeez.
The X platform.
I like the X11s. They were kind of cool. That one Dave's wife had was nice.
You remember the citation from the junk man? The old lady, the car gets cut in half. She's here trying to make it drive. The front wheels are going.
Dragging the tail. You know what? I'd actually like to find an AMC Eagle.
We just passed one yesterday.
Did you?
Yep.
Eric said he had a friend that had one.
It's not a postal truck, Riley. It's a fucking Outback. It's not a truck. But yeah, they did have a post office Subaru Outback Rebels.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it's just all backwards.
Yeah, everything's on the other side.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to find an Eagle, but I'd like to find a two-door sedan. Because they're actually kind of rare. They only built those until 83 or 84.
They're all-wheel drive, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Bless him.
Thank you.
See my dad drive a Dyke wagon yesterday.
Yes, he was here.
Told you, he's finding reasons to drive.
I know. Yeah, it's like an AMC Hornet that's got a lift kit.
Yeah.
And you just put big stupid wheels on it to go take it out in the field somewhere. And get to work in the snow. A Gremlin. I like the Gremlins. I like the earlier Gremlins with the small bumper. When they put the big bumpers on them, it just ruined the whole look of it when they put the 5-mile-an-hour bumpers on them. As it did it with pretty much all cars.
Eagle Talon. I call it the Eagle Taliban.
Oh, probably. Yeah, I remember the Eagle Talon. I worked for an AMC dealer or an Eagle dealer back in the early 90s, Rich. We had a guy that beat the snot out of one. It was a TSI turbo all-wheel drive. They were quick. Little 2.0. And basically, it was a Mitsubishi Eclipse is what it was. Same car. And he pounded the hell out of this thing. So he blew it up, and then we fixed it, and then he proceeded to go out and blow it up again. Well, then the Chrysler rep got involved. And then there was a big argument, and the car sat there for months out in the lot. And then they actually, the first time I think we actually rebuilt it, they actually tore the engine down and we rebuilt it. And then the second time they actually put a long block in it. And then that was it. The rep told the guy, your warranty's done. You've run out of warranty. But they're intricate little engines. You'd be surprised. They got balance shafts. They got roller tappets. I mean, they got they're engineered pretty wild. Yeah, I remember the Levi's edition.
Was it do it come with a pair of pants?
No. It was like a pattern that looked like blue jeans in
Yeah.
vinyl. And then they had like how you got your button.
Yeah.
It said Levi's. That's what the buttons were in the seat. And they were trimmed out like denim. Yeah. That was AMC.
Almost a car.
Almost a car. Oh, your boss has an Eclipse, Marty.
One of them. He's not my boss anymore. He's at another building. But yeah, that dude won the lottery for like $300,000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were kind of their own brand, Eric. I mean, it was after Chrysler bought AMC, they only Eagle was kind of coming on. I don't know. In '88 is when it all changed because in '87 Chrysler bought them, and I guess they let Renault still build cars because the Eagle Premier was basically a Renault designed car, and the Medallion, Eagle Medallion, was a Renault, and then they had the Jeeps and everything.
Sounds like Diamond Star Motors fuckery stuff.
Well, it was because the Talon and the Eagle Summit were both Mitsubishis. The Eagle Premier and Eagle Medallion were both Renaults. And then they also took that Premier and that became the Dodge Monaco or something. It's a real confusing mess with
Renault,
that stuff.
a name so ugly you have to hide behind a different manufacturer.
Renault.
Yeah, I know.
Renault.
Call it that way.
It's
When
like
I was in kindergarten, they told me to sound it out. So that's what I do.
Renault.
Yeah.
Oh, you had, you had the special Torinos, you had the hell were they? I know what you're talking about, Eric.
The hell was that? What year?
70.
Yeah.
70 and 71, I think. Hubcap Cafe. How you doing? It was a real weird time because I went to work for them in 91, something like that. So we were still dealing with Renaults, Alliances, Encores, Fuegos.
It's gotta be Mexican.
No, it's a Renault.
Eric's asking about the Conquest. Isn't that the same thing as the
Starion.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
like a Daytona or a laser looking body though.
Yeah.
Concorde, that's what I was thinking of.
Well, no, it's the same as a Starion Mitsubishi. They're rear wheel drive.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Yeah, they made them from 84 to 87. I think it was 89, I'm sorry.
How about the 79 Challengers?
Oh, God. That's another Diamond Star Motors deal. It's the same as a Mitsubishi Shapiro or whatever the hell they called it. My buddy, the kid I hung around with when I was a kid, his mom bought one of them brand new. I mean, it was a cool car back when you were a kid. I don't know. I drove a lot of those Alliances and Encores and stuff, and they always seem to work pretty good. 80s Chargers.
I don't recognize them as Chargers. I don't call them that.
Yeah.
Just call them the K-car shitbox that they are.
Omni.
Yeah.
That's all it is. An Omni. An Omni with 2 doors.
You know those Challengers? I seen them. They're painted up all sporty from the factories. A lot of them they copied straight up the Fox Body pace car color scheme. You know, they came like a gold with the black and the fucking orange and all that shit.
Yeah.
I've seen them. Like they totally ripped off the Mustang pace car combo.
Buy an Omni Shelby edition.
Oh yeah.
Buy the GLH. Go like hell. That's the one you want. Little black 4-door.
Those gay lever homo. GLH.
GLH. Go like hell.
Oh.
That's what it means. Those things are fast. And they're lighter than the Shelbys. The actual 2 doors.
It's an Omni.
It's an Omni. Yeah. Look it up. They are bad. They're all black. They're fucking wicked.
Yeah, they probably paint all black so nobody can see you driving this shit, especially nighttime.
They are, but they're quick. I mean, I would have loved them. They're hard to find too. They didn't build that many of them. I think they only built those to 87. I remember right. Christ, they put Shelby on every damn thing, Chrysler. After about 87, everything became Shelby Turbo, this, you know. They put it on the freaking Sundance. And a Shelby Sundance. I'll tell you what is a pretty cool car to get a hold of. And that is what the hell is it? It's a Plymouth Acclaim GT, 91 Plymouth Acclaim GT. But they put a freaking almost 300 horsepower dual overhead cam 2.2 liter turbo engine in it. And they are actually pretty fast.
As the front end looks straight up Pontiac.
I don't know.
You see that?
Yeah. The one they had was blue. It was like this real light blue and it had the Landau top and the interior.
That's what we're talking about. The computer can see it. 79 Challenger. Ooh. Your camera don't like picking this up, that's for sure.
No. Expo.
This says Challenger, a beautiful new GT import from Dodge. You can't make this shit up.
That's right at their bankruptcy time.
I wonder why.
The Plymouth Arrow was even worse. At least, that was another Mitsubishi car. At least the Plymouth Arrow had an attractive front end.
Do you see the color combo I'm talking about? How it's like broken up. The
Oh,
orange
yeah.
stripe and all that.
Yeah.
And then I'll look up while you're taking care of them. I'll look something else up.
Yeah, only because of the torque in the top end, but it didn't take much to get them to go, Rich.
They didn't straight rip that car off.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Color combo and all
It's
that.
the same year. I mean, Chrysler had to do something to sell cars. Yeah, it doesn't take much to get those things to go. A K car. Yeah, my grandfather had a K car too. They are boring.
I worked on a lot of them at Mako.
What, K cars?
A lot
Really?
of McLean's, yeah.
Never tell you the story of my dad taking me to a used car lot when I was 15.
Yep. You try to look for all the cool shit
we'll
out back.
walk out back to the back of the lot where all the junk's at that nobody wants, and the stuff that Chris wants because it's cool. It's where you find your clapped out Chevelles and Camaros and whatever. So I get dragged up to the front of the lot, and he's looking at this K car. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So then he opens the door. He goes, look, it's got a 4-speed on the floor. I'm like, no. And right next to it was a Le Car.
Why does that sound French?
Because it is. It's a Renault.
Oh, there you go.
And he says, what do you think is a Le Car? I'm like,
I don't know, Dad. What do you think? Your dad's thinking, I don't want grandkids. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, pretty much. He got the point pretty quick. He started to understand where I was coming from, that just was not going to be the car. Yeah, tell me about it. K-Car's the best birth control around.
And that's not true. Also, like an 89 Cutlass Sierra will work just as well.
Well, yeah. It was, and the funny thing is it was a 2-door, which was rare for a K-Car, 2-door. And then the fact that it was a stick was kind of weird too.
Too bad they never made any of them talking cars with a stick shift. Or did they?
I don't know.
The door is ajar.
I think that was only on the Imperials.
Well, it was also the hell was that other one I had? Not the Fifth Avenue. What's the other one? The Baron.
Oh.
Shit like that. Yeah.
I didn't know you could use Le Car and Pretty Quick in the same sentence, Eric.
We were pretty quick to the junkyard, probably.
Did you ever see a Le Car?
No.
Look it up.
Okay.
Oh, look, New Yorker had the stupid talking crap. You could have made it sound like a phone sex operator. That would have been pretty entertaining.
No, if I had a car that was talking to me, I'd want it to scream at me like Sam Kinison.
That was a GT Le Car. Yeah, about the size of a smart car. Yeah, my dad looked at that Le Car. He says, well, what do you think of the Le Car? I'm like, what?
79?
Yeah, 80. I was like,
Oh, God.
yeah, that's it. That's a Le Car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I looked at him like he had 3 heads. I almost wanted to hit him because I didn't understand what was wrong with him. Any other time we're looking at, he's pointing out Camaros and Mustangs and Chevelles and all kinds of, there's a Super B, and now we're looking at K cars and Le Cars. Your car's a POS. Which is a worse name, Le Car or thing.
Thing is fitting because I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
But we had one was coming driving towards us by the AutoZone at Simpson Ferry in Mechanicsburg, and I said, "What the fuck is that thing?" And Riley's like, "Exactly." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "No, that's what it's called." I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, that makes sense."
It's a thing. I remember when this thing came out. No pun on words. I don't know. Le Car sounds like snobbyish, like your nose is in the air. Like Grey Poupon, and then you look at it and you say, what is that thing? It's like, it could almost be a play on words.
You watch Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks.
comedian. Yeah.
No.
He's been dead for like 30 years, but he did a bit where him and his friends were all taking a bunch of acid and they were driving his dad's gay car around. He's like, my dad bought one of those new talking cars and we had no idea. So we were just driving down the road and the car said, the door is ajar. And we stopped and looked at each other. We sat there for 6 hours trying to figure it out. Why would they put a jar on a car? How could the car be ajar? How could the door's not a jar? It's a door.
Yeah, they were German staff cars. They just brought them back.
Staff car.
Yeah, they were like they actually the basic building of like if you look at old German war footage, you'll see things in there. They're just shaped different. Yeah, I was gonna look in the StreamYard ASO. I'm new to this live stuff, so
Oh, it's a Hitler mobile.
yeah. It's probably why they waited 30 years to release it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. They got one of these in Rat Race.
Mhm. 20 hours free a month. Well, I'll have to check that out. Because I was wondering if it was free or if you had to pay for it.
No, StreamYard.
StreamYard is it's a live thing. You can go live with it. But then you can have people come in and you can have like 4 people on the screen. You could all be talking in the live and stuff. I was gonna look into it. It's what's Uncle Tony's using. A lot of people do their lives with StreamYard.
And what does that translate back to YouTube or what?
Yeah,
I know
because
you could split YouTube up a while ago.
well, what they'll do is they'll when you go on your live, you'll have a link to live stream, and you click into the link, and then it allows you into it.
Yep.
And then when you go into that, you got it'll bring you up on the screen, and you'll be in the live with everybody else. Is that your son? Oh my God! No, we're not related.
Just don't have kids.
I don't have any kids. Marty's a friend of mine.
Would you rather have me as a son or Austin?
I have no comment. I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, let's be honest. If Austin was your son, do you think you would be a little further along at this point?
Probably.
Probably just beat his ass every day.
He probably would have been further along. Probably would have been way miles.
Chris, I think you would have had him trained to be walking up to your buddy's cars. This piece of shit.
Wow.
What?
You're my son.
We should get a shitbox edition emblem and sneak it onto his trunk with a Lebanon or something. Well,
That would be funny.
he'd know where it came from too, because I put him on everything I own.
I'm sure you would.
I drive a Mustang, shitbox edition.
Yeah, I know, ASO. We got to get more subs. I'm trying to get more videos out. I'll probably put one out this week for the work. Well, depending on the weather, because it isn't looking very good. We'll see what the weather holds and how much work I can actually get done.
You need a publicity stunt. That's what you need.
I don't know. Nobody likes Italian guys, I guess, with Firebirds. Yeah, I know. It's been the same way here. Or it's been like 95 degrees and humid as hell, and I just haven't had the energy. Because I don't work in air conditioning at work, so when I come home, it's like I hit the AC, and then that's the end of it. It's hard to get motivated to go back out in the hot. I did work on it a little bit today, and I did a little bit when your dad came over. I worked on it a little bit last night. I primed that door because I had the Chevelle out. need to do some Chevelle videos is what I need to do, because I don't show that car any kind of love.
Parking lot donuts. He's got to get mad enough at something to take it out and beat the shit out of it, like I did with that Camaro video I had. Dude, I had that thing screaming every clip.
Yeah, but you really even need to beat it to do that. It just does it all the time. I drove it yesterday, believe it or not. I went down to that, they had that Bearcat Creamery at their cruise.
Is that thing down in New York?
Yeah, Manchester. Yeah. So I dragged the car out, washed it real quick. It was covered in putty dust. And made it look pretty. Flipped the AC on and had it on down.
AC.
Yeah. Even put my crotch cooler on.
Yeah, how come that's not a thing anymore?
I have no idea.
The wagon still got it.
I know. And it's the awesomest thing in the world. I forgot it was closed and I flipped it open. I'm like, oh my God.
Ball blower.
Yeah, pretty much. No swamp ass for me. Except I forgot my wallet.
Really?
Yeah. And I got down there and I had between a half and a quarter tank. And I thought, I know I'll run the air conditioner. It's going to run out of gas on the way home. So I didn't run it on the way home. And I barely had
Wait, you didn't have
enough
Tom or nobody with you?
No, it was just me. Your dad called me on the way down. I told him I was heading. I went down and met some guys from work down there. So, because I worked yesterday. And I came home, putzed around for a little bit, and then got car washed and went down there. Came home.
Yeah, I walked in the door and the first thing he was going on about was every car that fucked him on the way from my house to yours.
Oh my! He's still talking. When did you get home?
This morning? About 1 o'clock.
He's still talking about that. He come in the door. I mean, his mouth wouldn't stop. I went in to change my sneakers and put my cruddy ones on. He's in there talking, going on to Kim about it. I'm like, oh my God, Bill. Where's my blue pill at?
I don't know, but it'd be cool if you just told the story. I don't need to know exactly what parking lot's on which side of the street. You know what I mean?
Every different car.
If you cut out the semantics, it'd be like a quarter of the story left to get to the good parts.
I know. God, he was just going on and on. I'm like, man, relax. Oh well.
Either way, that's not as good or funny of a story as Mark's story from the sheets on 4th of July.
That was ignorant. That's just plain ignorant.
Oh,
Freaking people are just jerks, man. I'm telling you.
you still alive?
Yeah, we're still alive. 7 people here.
I'm one of them.
Oh, and am I one?
No, you shouldn't be counting yourself.
Okay, so excluding you, there's 6. Who's all still here?
Oh, I seen you were posting your card.
Yeah. I went to post it with my link and they wouldn't approve it, the jerks. With my...
Yeah, the 70s ship pages, they're really finicky.
I noticed that.
No wheels bigger than 16 inches.
I know.
No
So,
weld wheels.
I made a comment on the one picture I put in, and I put a link to my page on there, my YouTube. I thought, well, let them take it down. No, Rich is still here. Riley, ASO. How you making out with your T-Bird, ASO, or haven't you been working on it since it's been monsoon season? I'm just wondering how you've been making out with that. You been doing anything with the Dart, Rich? Well, that's good that engine's clean like that. So that's waiting on the rain to quit. Had to order some parts.
Where's ASO from?
You're in Georgia, right? I think he's in Western Georgia.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he was getting the same shitstorms we're getting.
I think it's worse down there.
Probably.
Oh, Alabama. Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's like Pennsylvania, Ohio. What's the difference?
Doing local shows with the Dart. That's cool. I haven't driven. I've been so focused on getting this Firebird done. I just haven't even driven the Chevelle or anything. I can count on one hand how many times I've driven it. It's kind of a shame. I need to drive it more. I did a show. I went to a show yesterday, and that's the first. Well, I did Shrewsbury, and this is the second show that I've actually taken or cruise that I've taken it
So
to.
you're doing like the complete opposite of what Austin does.
Yes, I used to do what Austin does.
Bro.
Yes,
Mm.
a long time ago, and I burned myself out of that crap. I got tired of the Lawn Chair Nationals. I mean, seriously.
My whole thing is,
I mean, every now and then to go to a show like that's kind of cool. You just kind of sit there, but every freaking weekend, I just can't do that. I just can't. Hey, either way, you still make it. At least you'll have air conditioning in the SUV and good gas mileage. But yeah, I understand it's still not the same. Tires. You still need a trans.
well, I should have my engine on the floor tomorrow.
Yeah, it's the same way here too, Rich. It's been raining. GM show was rained out for the most part. Should have the engine down on the stand tomorrow.
Yeah, because I have it on the big one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all done. So I need to push it out the door and touch up paint from where it got fucked up, run timing cover, all that. And then I put my floor stand on it, and I pick it up and put it on the floor. I got the hoist at the house right now.
Cool.
And then I can turn it around, put the clutch on, and all that shit.
Load the tranny in and everything.
I think I'm just gonna take the shifter off, and I'm gonna try and jam it in the car, and then I'll look up and see where everything is, and then I'll blow that hole in it. But I think I have the spot where it's supposed to sit. Like I was sliding around the floor, and it went clink, and it's like stuck in that position. So I think I found where it's supposed to go.
You should just take a paint pen or something and work it around.
Oh, I'll just take a can of spray paint.
Yeah. That way you know, at least you get an idea where it's at.
Because I've never done that before. I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? But I'll make it work.
Austin thinks once he puts the 373s in, he'll struggle to blow by amps. Well, there goes Austin thinking again. That's something he shouldn't do. Yeah, I hear you there, ESO. Yeah, it's been hot here too, Eric. So what? Now Austin's putting 373s in his car.
Well, you've been talking about putting gears in it for a while.
Well, mine's about going down the highway now with it.
Me and Zimmer were talking. We're thinking if he had 373s, with that tire he has in the back, he'd probably do about 3,000 RPMs at like 65.
Give or take.
That rough area.
Yeah, rough area, yeah.
That's not going to kill a small block. They like that
no.
shit.
And I told him that once before. It's not going to, I mean, it's meant to rev.
If only you heard the way I revved that Camaro. I think it's always, you've heard it.
Yeah.
Like, you could do that? I'm like, yeah.
Gonna put a big block in that Thunderbird. That'll be different.
Well, your Thunderbird.
It's an 80, I think. 80.
It's not a
So it's like a Fairmont.
It's not a Fox platform one.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I know
So
what
all
you're
the
talking
Fox stuff fits on it.
about. So it looks like a 79, but in K
Yes.
car form.
It's smaller. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
downsized version.
You put like what, a 429 or some shit in that? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. He says it's an 80. That's what I thought it was.
I guess that's when they came out. That body's 80.
Yeah. I think 79 or 80. I think they did. I'm trying. No, maybe 78 was still the big bird.
79's a big one because I went to a school with a kid that had one.
Okay. Because I know the Fairmonts came out in 78, I think. Oh, okay. It's the first year for the small T-Bird. Okay. That's a tight squeeze. I've seen guys put 460s in them Fox bodies. It's tight together. I mean, it'll fit, but it's tight. Yeah, it's pretty. It's a downsized. So, but the nice thing is that all your Fox body Mustang crap bolts right to it. Rear suspension, all that crap's the same.
We had one come to Mako. This is all like 10 plus years ago. But
Yeah,
back when all that shit was still around.
yeah. Because guys in high school, they grab freaking Fairmonts up and go find a 4-door or a 2-door Futura Fairmont, drop a 302 on it, put all the Mustang crap on it. It was a killer sleeper because it's like, oh, it's just a Fairmont.
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't real know better, it's just the same.
Wait, so I gotta ask, does that got the horns not on the pad? It's on the turn signal. Is it one of them, like an 85 LTD?
Yeah, it might be.
What the hell were they thinking?
I don't know. I'll cut the shock towers on both sides about 2 inches on each side. I guess that's to make room for things.
Things the factory should have done.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty. Like I said, they're pretty neat. I like the 77s and 78s actually. I worked with a guy that had one that was like a rose mist. It wasn't like pink. It wasn't pink, but it wasn't. It was a really kind of cool color and it had red interior.
It's like pearlescent.
Yeah, a little bit. The paint was tired by that time, but it still looked good. But it had red interior, bucket seats, console. So 351 Windsor had these freaking aluminum wheels on it.
I know the wheel you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
almost a turbine looking
Yeah,
wheel.
it was a sharp car.
They have vents in the fenders.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think it was a 77 or 78. But it was comfy.
No, I like the Mercury. What do they come out like 73 or 75? They got the low profile Mercuries. It's got a Lincoln roof, but it's a 2-door and a long nose.
Yeah.
Those are cool looking cars.
Yeah. Tub the back to fit an Explorer rear and make it a positive discs.
Yeah, that's what I heard everybody's doing these days, putting exploder rims in them.
Yeah. Yeah, they were pretty. They had that real long front end on those things, Rich. Hideaways. I think I drove it once, and actually it was a pretty nice car.
I like boats.
It was comfortable. I don't know why I was so attracted to it. It was just maybe because it was so different with the color.
I don't know, why do I like Cordovas?
Yeah.
The big long nose. It's the same. They're similar.
Yeah.
But the Chrysler got that silky smooth Trans Am roof line. Dude, it looks like the roof and the doors would fit off a second gen on my car.
He ended up selling it to a guy I worked with. He drove it for I don't know how long. Because it was a nice car. It was clean. I mean, and I don't think it had that many miles on it.
I think I want to roll out soon.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end this year. What time is it?
I forgot. I never charged my phone last night for being out of town.
It's 11:15.
My phone's getting weak.
Yeah. I'm probably going to shut this down then. Well, I'm going to sign off, guys. Been on here about 2 hours. So I'll see you guys later. Rich, I'll catch up with you Friday, I guess, up at the Chrysler show, Friday or Saturday. We'll be up there with Tom's car, so just look for the Coronet.
Yeah.
So,
I won't be there because I gotta work.
oh, you have to work.
It's my birthday too, and I'm not taking off.
Yeah.
So I'll see everybody.
Yep.
Whoever's in here.
Yep. I don't even know who's in here. Well, 4. So, all right, guys. Signing off. I'll see you.